Hey, what is up, mortals? It is T. Daniel Morris here with a new video for you. In this video, we'll dive into the synopsis from the manga and upcoming animation Spy X Family. I just wanted to greet you guys by saying, sit back and relax, you're in for a treat. So, let's get started. In today's deep dive, we'll be covering a relatively new manga that's pretty popular, Spy X Family. Spy X Family is a Japanese manga series serialized via Shonen Jump Plus. It is written and illustrated by Tatsuya Endo, a manga artist responsible for the mangas Tista, published from 2007 to 2008, and Gekabijin, published from 2010 to 2012. The manga first began as a one-shot by the title of I Spy, published and serialized on Jump SQ. An anime adaptation of the series will premiere April 2022, produced by Wit Studio, who've worked on Attack on Titan and Seraph of the End, and Cloverworks, who has worked on Darling in the Franxx and The Promised Neverland. Most people coming to this video will probably already be fans of the series, excited to see Endo's work put on the screen. Others may have heard of the anime in passing, heard of its manga, and want to see what it may be about. This deep dive will cover the basic premise, a short synopsis for each main character, as well as cover the plot of the one-shot. Just in case anyone needs a warning, spoilers abound. If you don't want to be spoiled on the one-shot in the first few chapters, check out the manga yourself. The first 3 chapters are free via the Manga Plus website and app. The world of Spy X Family is very explicitly Earth-like and grounded. The first chapter does a good job of summarizing the setting succinctly. In this world, 2 nations, Westalis and Astania, are at odds. The story begins with the suspected assassination of a Westalis diplomat in Astania via a car crash through suspicious means. To ease rising tensions between the 2 nations, a skilled and legendary Westalian secret agent codenamed Twilight, under the guise of a young psychiatrist by the name of Lloyd Forger, must gather intel on an Astanian nationalist political leader by the name of Donovan Desmond. Unfortunately for our spy, Donovan is a paranoid recluse, so the only way to get close to him is to get near him during his son's private school events. This means that for Twilight to get close to Donovan, he has to find a wife and child, pretend to be a family, and get the child enrolled in a prestigious private school. As Lloyd, he begins his first mission by attempting to find a child to adopt. Despite the serious undertones of the story, there's a light-hearted, zany atmosphere that the author is able to meticulously keep, and no character exemplifies that harmony of seriousness and comedy other than the precocious Anya. Anya is an orphaned little girl of about 4 or 5. With pink hair and green eyes, she wears bun-like hair props on the sides of her head, representing cat-like ears or black stubby horns. From the moment the story introduces her, it wastes no time in showing how Anya is special. Anya is a telepath with the power to read minds, an escaped test subject from a mysterious institution who ran from foster family to foster family. It's shown quickly that she's ostracized by her fellow orphans and by the orphanage's caretaker, but her mind-reading abilities come in handy, allowing her to gain the approval of Twilight, who seeks an intelligent child of 6 years of age to enter the school. Using her abilities, she finds out very quickly that Lloyd is in fact a spy, though he doesn't know she knows, and, enamored with the idea of what spies are through cartoons, she quickly agrees to be adopted in order to be part of that cool life. Unfortunately for her, Twilight is extremely standoffish at first, not knowing how to deal with a child, and through snooping around with his spy tools, she accidentally puts herself in danger, requiring him to rescue her. Despite the danger she experienced, Anya doesn't want to leave Twilight, the first person to ever come to her rescue when she was in trouble. And so, they continue their guise as father and daughter. Anya passes the preliminary test to enter the private school, securing the first part of their plan. But later, a letter comes in the mail giving the newly created father-daughter duo a new hurdle to overcome. As a side note, we'll be using the names Lloyd and Twilight interchangeably. As a secret agent, Twilight has gone through many secret names, Robert being the first fake identity the story introduces us to before the change into Lloyd Forger. In order to enter the school, they must then enter a family interview, which requires both the husband and wife to attend the meeting. Twilight now has to find a woman willing to marry him and be a mother for Anya, and all in 48 hours no less. This is where the story introduces the beautiful but somewhat dull and naive Yor Breyer. In the second chapter, we learn that Yor works as an Astanian civil servant who's somewhat unpopular among her female co-workers for her plain style and by-the-book attitude. But like Twilight and Anya, she hides a wild secret. Yor is a feared assassin, codenamed Thorn Princess. Yor is not without her own troubles, from her nagging coworkers to her doting younger brother, Yuri Breyer. Yor is expected to find a boyfriend and introduce him at a coworker's party. To make matters worse, tensions have arisen due to the strife between Astania and Westalis, with single women in their late 20s and older being targeted for being suspicious, which puts Yor in dire need of someone to date, if only to continue to appear normal to her coworkers and her sibling. By pure fortune, happenstance, or plot contrivance, Yor encounters Lloyd and Anya when the latter duo entered a seamstress's shop in order to get Anya fitted for fine dresses. At first, it seems like their chance meeting will simply end with nothing to gain from this occasion. That's when Anya, with her ability to read minds, discovers that Yor is an assassin. Anya looks from Lloyd to Yor, Twilight to the Thorn Princess, spy to assassin, and the devious thought enters her mind. Because of her antics, Yor realizes that Lloyd is single and asks if he can be her pretend boyfriend. Twilight immediately agrees, then spins a quick ruse that he needs Yor to be his pretend wife in order to help his daughter Anya get into the prestigious school. Yor, being quite simple-minded, agrees and falls for Twilight's ruse rather quickly, and Twilight promises to meet up with her Saturday night in order to attend her coworker's party. Unfortunately for the both of them, Twilight has a mission which nearly goes wrong when one of the villainous henchmen crashes a car into his own getaway vehicle. He arrives slightly late and accidentally calls Yor his wife, but otherwise makes a great impression on her. After the party, they are chased by the goons from Twilight's mission, and our super spy gets to witness Yor's skills firsthand. With both of them somewhat smitten with each other, Yor asks for Lloyd's hand in marriage, in order to live the lie a little while longer. And Lloyd agrees, using a grenade pin as an engagement ring. The third chapter has all three main characters interacting as a fake family. Twilight accounts for their living arrangements, apartment, habits, and marriage certificate, ensuring that their relationship seems as authentic as possible. He then attempts to give his wife and daughter a mock interview to see how they'll do in the real thing. Anya is unfortunately depressingly blunt, replying that she watches TV a lot and feels sad when she's not in school. Yor does no better. When inquired about her parenting style, she defaults to her assassin training and the lessons taught therein. Lloyd decides to take the duo on a trip to broaden their horizons, gain cultural knowledge, and have a shared experience. Basically, pretend they are a family so that they have things to talk about when interviewed or questioned. It's made very explicit that all three members of this unit know that the family they have created is fake, but at the same time, they are content pretending otherwise, with each other none the wiser to the other's secrets, except for Anya, who knows all their secrets due to her superpower. Lloyd takes them to an opera house, a political rally, and to a fancy restaurant. Each location lowers Lloyd's hopes that his plan will succeed, and just as he believes he's supposed to call it quits, they see an elderly woman get robbed. Before he can say or do anything, Yor leaps down to the woman's aid but is unable to catch the thief in her eyes. Lloyd takes stock of the situation as the criminal has blended in with the crowd, but the quick thinking of Anya points Lloyd in the right direction and he is able to quickly take down the criminal. As the fake family reunites, they give the old woman her purse back, and she comments that they look like a lovely family. Lloyd claims that if she thinks that way, then perhaps there is hope for them after all. There's more to that chapter, but it's better for the viewer to check it out themselves. The first three chapters do a very good job of hooking the reader into the story. It gives enough of each character's backstory that you get excited to learn more, and blends comedy with action, drama, and intrigue all in the story. There's a theme of characters keeping the truth hidden from each other, but their true feelings will eventually still shine through. Despite his original annoyance with Anya, Twilight risks his life to save her, because he became a secret agent to protect the innocent and to never see a child cry again. Yor, despite not getting as much attention in the first three chapters as the other two protagonists, is somewhat similar to Twilight in the fact that she gave up her own freedom and innocence in order to protect and provide for her younger brother. Anya, in retrospect, comes across as the most selfish character, but she is a child, and given her ability to read the minds of others, it is made immediately apparent that she's on the road to quickly lose that innocence due to her powers. But due to being exposed to Twilight and Yor, she can pretend to be in a family and keep that innocence a while longer. They had to grow up quickly, and despite using each other and Anya for their own convenience, they care about her, and through a mix of their strengths and weaknesses, They'll give this kid a childhood they never got to experience. Only time will tell where the story goes, and hopefully, the anime adaptation is faithful to the original. But if it isn't, we can just make a video summarizing the anime and highlighting the differences between that and the main story. To cap off where I think the theme of this series will go, we'll look at the author's one-shot, I Spy. I Spy takes place in Japan and is about a relationship that buds between a young man who is a spy and a girl who happens to be a ninja or some other great martial artist. The spy has little trust in people and sees the worst in everything and everyone around him, but the girl's straightforward nature gets through to him, and as the story unfolds, they eventually reach an understanding with one another. The series ends with them working together as partners in the spy world, never able to fully admit the depths of their feelings for the other. This somewhat bittersweet relationship and the feelings it leaves on the reader is probably what the manga's creator aims for in his series, mixed with a healthy dose of humor, of course. Thank you all for indulging yourselves in all this information thus far. I hope you enjoyed it. Now there are a few more things I'd like to go over before the video ends. Firstly, if you're in the mood for some great storytelling, We the Celestials has got you covered. Our We the Celestials My Hero Academia and Naruto What If channels retell the story of their namesake anime with a twist. Check it out if you're interested. Secondly, on behalf of We the Celestials, I'd like to thank everyone involved in the production of today's awesome content. Their details can be found in the description below. Lastly, if you're interested in what we do here at We the Celestials, then I'd like to extend you an invitation to join the team. The only caveat being that we only accept members from 16 years and up to join our crew. You can sign up for whichever category fulfills your interests by joining the recruitment Discord using the link in the description down below. We're always looking for new members to join us. Well, that's it from us for today's video, so thank you all for watching, and have a great day.